What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kyng Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about more Diddy news. I got some clips I'm going to share with you guys from TMZ. The first one is about Diddy's jury selection day 3, features potential jurors with ties to the case. It reads, Diddy's third day of jury selection featured a couple people with close ties to the case. This despite the judge's direction to both sides to better vet prospective jurors. Proceedings in Diddy's case are moving forward, with more potential jurors called Wednesday as both sides work to put together the 45-person jury pool, and it seems they weren't vetted with a fine-tooth comb. Juror number 317 took the stand, with Judge Anon I can't pronounce his name, laughing immediately because he and the man used to work on an anti-class action cases together. The potential juror, a lawyer, also admitted the case might make it difficult for him to represent his own client over the coming weeks. Both sides had reservations, and he was dismissed. The judge wasn't laughing when another possible juror came up and said he actually works at MDC Brooklyn, the notorious jail Diddy's been calling home since the fall. While many in the courtroom laughed, and then the man was quickly dismissed. Judge chastised the attorneys on both sides, telling them they needed to do a better job filtering candidates to make the process more efficient. As always, jury selection brought out a character or two as well, like Juror 314, who said he'd been binge watching the second season of Ander recently and labeled himself as lazy. Despite the prosecution's misgivings, the judge did not exclude him from the case. Juror 220 admitted to reposting a meme about Diddy, and when asked why he didn't disclose it, he responded that he was doom scrolling. What is that? The act of scrolling through content on social media without putting much thought into it. He had to explain the term to the judge, but he was ultimately kept in the jury pool. By the way, Diddy's clearly got a routine when he enters the courthouse, wearing similar clothes that what he donned the first couple of days of jury selection, and hugging nearly every member of the team. The first round of jury selection is done, by the way, and the 45 members of the pool have been chosen. Though it should be whittled down to 12 jurors and 6 alternates Friday, the court won't be in session Thursday. Opening arguments begin Monday, and the defense already knows the first 3 witnesses the prosecution will call. So, they have got the jury selection down to 45 people. And again, this jury is going to be full of some characters, I think. I think the jury is going to be mostly men. It would be smart to have mostly men because I think mostly men will probably not find him guilty, or they will be more, they'll probably, men are different than women. Men are really not going to take the essay that serious as a woman would, especially with him being a powerful man. But some men, they don't play that either. It just always depends on what kind of men you're dealing with. So we're going to see. We also got another article that I want to read. Diddy's trials victim 3 never cooperative with feds, never wanted to testify. Federal prosecutors are taking a big gamble with one of their star witnesses in Diddy's sex trafficking trial because the woman they call Victim 3 has always made it clear that she does not want to testify, TMZ has learned. During jury selection this week, lead prosecutor Maureen Comey admitted the feds do not know whether the alleged victim, one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, intend to appear in court to testify against him. Comey said the woman does not live locally. There's an issue getting in touch with her attorney, and she may not even show up to court despite a subpoena. Our sources with direct knowledge say the woman has never cooperated with prosecutors and never gave them an indication that she would be willing to take the stand during the trial. It begs the question, why did prosecutors add her to the Diddy indictment, and will they address her absence next week during opening statements? At this point, it's still unclear who prosecutors will call to testify at the beginning of the trial. Prosecutors have some big decisions to make with Victim 3, namely, will they refer to her in their opening statement? If they do, and then she ghosts them, the jury will wonder what's going on, and that might be a big blow to the prosecution. As we reported, Comey said Monday prosecutors would not be getting into the woman's story until the second part of the trial, and during opening statements, the woman would be described as one of many women who have allegedly been abused and sexually exploited by Diddy. The indictment labels her as an alleged victim of ex trafficking. Cassie, another Diddy ex, has long been known to be victim one, and she's expected to testify under her own name. Though it's not clear when she will take the stand, she's already in New York out and about with a huge baby bump. Some fans estimate she's around 9 months pregnant. Three of the four alleged victims in this case are former Diddy girlfriends, and in the court filings, prosecutors have said victim 2 is expected to deliver anonymous testimony about financial losses, dependency, and social isolation she has experienced during their relationship, all of which made her more vulnerable to this coercion. So, victim 3, why did you all name her in the indictment if she never wanted to testify? What does victim 3 has to say that you guys want her there? Will you guys mention her in the opening statements? If you don't know where she is, I wouldn't. Because you're going to look crazy if you mention her, then when it's time for her to show up and she's a no-show. That's going to look crazy. So I wouldn't even mention her at all if I was you guys. I would just go ahead and scrap victim 3. And because I think Cassie's going to be the most damning testimony anyway. So I don't really think you're probably going to need victim 3. Even though the more people you have, the better your case is going to be. Let's see what else we got. This defense team tells judge that he and Cassie were mutually violent. Let's get into this one. Defense lawyer says a mogul traded blows with Cassie. Both are abusive. Diddy's defense team is learning in hard that the music mogul was abusive towards his ex Cassie, but they're also saying Cassie was no angel either because she's allegedly got violent with him too. Day 4 of the Diddy trial said prosecutor Emily Ann Johnson and the Diddy attorney Mark Agnifilo having a very interesting exchange with the judge, I can't say that judge's name, in a federal courtroom. It kicked off with Johnson telling the judge that victim 1, who is believed to be Cassie, will not be cross-examined about certain medical issues. The judge, I wonder what those medical issues are. The judge then said if prosecutors open the door on the rest of the issues, the defense can walk through it and cross-examine the witness. That's when Agnifilo said the defense is going to take the position there was mutual violence in the relationship, noting hitting on both sides. He added, we are absolutely going to admit to domestic violence, but at what point does it become coercive? The judge wanted to clarify Agnifilo's remarks, asking whether you're arguing that they were just violent. Agnifilo responded, right, we're saying it's relevant. Johnson said she would submit a letter to the court on this topic, going to say she planned to offer 2 cell phone videos and the corrected CNN footage of the infamous 2016 beating Diddy gave Cassie in the International Hotel in L.A. So the defense is going to say they were both violent, that they were just one of those couples that whooped on each other. How is that going to go? I don't know. Because in that video that we saw at the International L.A., she wasn't fighting him back. She was just getting her ass whooped. So I don't know how they're going to, what evidence they have to say that they were both abusive to each other. I mean, they may have fought each other. But I think he was beating on her more so than them just fighting. Let's see. We're going to talk about anything else. Diddy's prosecutors reveal an alleged victim 5 who could testify. Let's see what this says. The list of alleged Diddy victims involved in his ex-trafficking trial is expanding because we've learned the feds also have a witness they're calling victim 5. Prosecutors buried the existence of a 5th alleged victim in legal documents last month, but victim 5 just came up in court Friday as Diddy's trial proceeds. Now, this person's identity is still unknown, but that could soon change because the judge ruled Friday victim 5 will not be granted anonymity in the trial. According to the documents obtained by TMZ, the feds appear to be introducing this potential witness as evidence Diddy committed an act of sexual misconduct in the past, which he's not being charged for this in the criminal case. Diddy's legal team tried to keep this alleged victim's story out of the trial, but the judge is willing to allow at least some of the testimony. As for the other 4 alleged victims, Cassie has long been established as victim 1, and there are concerns victim 3 may not even show up in the court to testify despite a subpoena. In court filings, prosecutors have said victim 2 is expected to deliver anonymous testimony about financial law. Okay, we got that. Okay, so victim 5. We're going to see what victim 5 is going to say if she decides to testify. What else do we have? I'll be sure testifying. You think I'll be sure is going to testify, guys? It says I'll be sure testifying at Diddy trials blame him for Kim Porter's death. I'll be sure says he's the last man breathing who knows the truth about Diddy and has no issue using the last of his oxygen to take him down. The R&B singer appeared on Fox 5 New York earlier today to promote his forthcoming memoir when he raised questions about his late ex, Kim Porter's death. Al claims Kim used to warn him to watch his back around Diddy and disputed the coroner's ruling that a healthy 47-year-old woman could not suddenly die of pneumonia. Al also revealed Diddy's prosecutors have subpoenaed him to testify at the federal ex-trafficking trial, and he and his attorney are willing to accept the invitation. All right. So he goes on to claim Diddy placed a bounty on his head and orchestrated a massive PR campaign to have him look bad, which led to his 2022 health scare. Al fell into a coma with liver failure but underwent a successful transplant, he told the news station for the first time. He firmly believes Diddy had something to do with his failed organs. Wow, you all remember when Al B. Sure got sick? About 2 months. It was 2 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, I was wondering if Diddy had something to do with that as well. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I think I got you guys caught up on what has happened in the past 2 days in the case. The court is going to resume on Monday. So Monday, I will give you an update on this case. So please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's been your boy, Kyng Pablo. Peace.